We've been working with Hertswood School now for about 5 years, and it was originally through an introduction from the deputy head there beforehand who came to meet with me, and it started from there along with our vocational learning programme.
For us really it was about creating that personalised learning option for the students, and when they go through their Year 10 choices it was important for us that they had that vocational element if that was something that they wanted to go and do. We've had that link with Barnet College now for probably 5 or 6 years, and salon services and the hair course in particular has been incredibly popular. We introduced construction a couple of years ago now because we realised that whilst the girls were being incredibly successful in the salon, the boys weren't always buying into that salon option, and we have had 1 or 2 that go. So we introduced construction, and so now we have and it is primarily a girls group that go in the morning for salon services and a boys group that go in the afternoon for construction, and it just adds to the other subjects that they're studying at school. It gives them that change of scenery, it gives them that opportunity to go into that college environment and actually do something that they have a passion about and something that they might continue with later on in their life.
I really want to be a hairdresser when I'm older, and hopefully I can own my own salon one day when I get there.
Yeah, I basically want to do the same thing. I want to own my own business, but I also want to kind of expand it as well and own several and hopefully do quite well.
It's like you learn about things and how to become a hairdresser and what there's involved in being a hairdresser.
But you don't just focus on hair, you do like health and safety, you do...
It's a theory work.
Yeah.
The level 1 hairdressing, they're learning about hairdressing skills, they're learning about customer service, health and social care. They're learning all about different parts of vocational education towards hair. And for construction, same sort of skills, customer service skills, health and safety skills, all the skills that they would need to have that first entry point into that vocational industry.
Barnet College are fantastic, and the reason that we have such a good relationship with Barnet is that Suzanne Derrick over at Barnet College is incredibly flexible. They're very willing to fit us in. The students that we send them are fabulous, and I think Barnet College are, happy to have Hertswood students over there, so they work around what they're doing to make sure they fit us in. And we've got into a pattern really of our Year 10s go over on a Friday and our Year 11s go over on a Wednesday, so they've built that into the provision that they have so that they have tutors ready for us on those particular days. I think now that we've set it up, the work really is minimal. Sue Hodson, who goes across as one of our associate teachers who supports the students, is the college school day-to-day link. And then Sue really gets involved with me if we have any problems at college, which are incredibly rare. And then sort of annually, twice a year, Suzanne and I will meet up and look at what we're going to do for next year, what the provision needs to be. So it's really a maintenance as opposed to a day-to-day involvement from me.
Well, we regularly meet termly. We get reports sent out to the schools at least once a term, and I regularly meet with Jan or Cindy from the school. I also attend their options evenings, parents' evenings. So at least once a term we meet and come and discuss the students.
When we chose our options, there were salon services in it, and there's 10 spaces, and we
had
just
to go in for an interview.
Yeah, and you have to be you've got to have good attendance and things like that to actually get a place.
The courses that we run with Barnet are incredibly popular, and the students know from the very beginning of Year 9 that actually you have to earn a place on the salon services or the construction course. And they know that once they've made their Year 10 choices, we'll be looking at things like attendance, punctuality, behaviour codes, achievement codes, the number of satisfactories that you might have achieved on your last school report, and only the very best, the very top of that group, get the 10 or 11 spaces that we have. So we have a number of disappointed students every year because they haven't earned the right to have that place.
It's students that are showing a vocational interest in either the hair provision or the construction provision, and their skills, their attendance and their punctuality at school are also paramount to actually gaining a place on the course.
They wanted to find out if you'll be dedicated to doing the work, if you'll get it done on time, if your punctuality.
And you're really going to put the effort in, not just
think
it's going to be really easy and just...
You got to like what we're doing. You can't just go in and go, yeah. You've got to like it and enjoy it.
We strongly believe that it's a privilege to come on these courses, and I think the students really benefit from it.
We guide the students through their year 10 choices, but we don't direct them. And you'll find that lots of them, because they start to have those types of conversations as we go through that choices process, we start that process early in year 9. We have assemblies from each of the subject areas. There are careers advisors available if they want to talk to them. We then have a sort of an evening event where they can come with their parents. They hear a speech from the head and from myself. They can talk to their teachers, and the students very much start to put that together for themselves. They talk to the ladies who come over from Barnet College, who give them ideas of what it might be good to link with, and the students themselves are, very astute in terms of linking those courses together. So they know if they want to own their own salon or become a mobile hairdresser, then actually business studies would be a very useful thing for them to do. As an expressive arts college, everybody takes an art subject, so lots of them have linked in with a textiles or an art, and they find that creative side also helps with the work they're doing with salon.
We got given a sheet with all the lessons on, and I spoke to my mum about it as well, and we both came to an agreement where business would help my salon services, because salons is a business, so you'll need that support as well. So it would make it easier to start your business.
And I wrote a letter to a well-known salon saying what qualifications will I need for it, and then they wrote back saying what I'd need, and then I had a talk with it with my mum and my mum's friend who's a hairdresser, and we just decided around that. You learn kind of like what there is about business and what parts there is to play in like the world of business, and just things like that really.
Yeah, you learn how to set up your business, what qualifications you'll need, how it can be done, and the support you can have around setting up your business as well. So it's really good, yeah.
They're using more skills than they realise. When they're looking at colouring and they're looking at mixing and they're looking at percentages, or they're looking at fractions of different amounts of peroxide and all sorts of things that they might be working with, then I think they are using their math skills, but in a way that possibly they don't always realise. And literacy is in there constantly. They have the written work through their units, they have the spoken language that they're doing daily, talking with the tutors, dealing with their dollies' heads. And in terms of their ICT skills, that's a constant thing for them. They're in the library, they're researching. So all of those skills are embedded with the work that they're doing. And I think it's sometimes quite nice if the students don't actually realise that what they're doing while they're doing salon is English, maths and ICT. And all of those things just become part of what they're doing every day at college without them thinking, oh, this is maths, or which is how they would see it in a school environment.
Well, you've got to have your English, because you'll be speaking a lot in this job, and also in the college you have to interact with other people, and you'll be listening to them as well.
And sometimes when we go in, and that sounds silly, but we have to talk to our dolls as if they're real patients.
Just to get the experience. We do use ICT skills a lot, because it's a lot of on the computer.
Most of our tasks are on the computer, so we go into the library.
It's like researching other salons, how they display their products, how well they do.
And there's a lot of health and safety work we have to do.
I think for the type of students that go across there, it's incredibly valuable. For lots of them, they may not be staying with us to do A-levels or BTECs at Hertswood. They'll be looking to move on into that college environment. And for them to have that supported transition from school to college, I think is a great thing. They thoroughly enjoy the change, the difference. For lots of them, they enjoy going over and meeting new people, meeting new tutors, seeing that very adult type environment. Barnet College also does a lot of work with adults with learning difficulties. So they come into contact with a whole range of people, and it gives them that real life experience going across there.
It is really like you're actually involved in college. So it's not a school environment, it's more of a college environment. And they speak to you differently, and they kind of treat you differently as well. It's like you're more independent.
It's nice because it's like they trust you there, and they know that you're just going to put 100% in, and it's just nice to get away and do something that you really like.
It's a good experience. It kind of shows you what's going to be in store for when you actually go to college, and you can see what's going to happen and how you'll be treated and what it'll be like. I would really like to go to college. It's good. I want to go to the college that we're at, Salon Services, doing Salon Services now, yeah, I'm going to go for college.
And I'd like to go to a shop and get an apprenticeship, and then hopefully go further with that and end up getting a really good place in it.
Over at Barnet College, they'll gain a City and Guilds level 1, and the girls will gain in salon services and the boys will gain it in construction, and that's a multi-trades course they do, so it's painting and decorating, carpentry and bricklaying. And then what that enables them to do when they go to college is that instead of going in at level 1 because you need those particular construction and salon skills, it enables them to join college at level 2. So actually that puts them slightly ahead of their competition, which for them is perfect. And then at school, they will be doing a combination of qualifications. They'll all be doing GCSEs in English, Maths and Core Science. Some of them will be doing BTECs, and most of those are at level 2. Some of the students are involved in our engineering diploma, that could be at level 1. So there are a whole range of things that those students are involved with, and it's not all level 1 learning, it's a real mixture.
You know, if you want to, like when you get older and you want to be a hairdresser, this is like
Just
the right
go
way
for it.
forward to go in.
And it's a really good experience as well.
Yeah.
The majority of our salon girls actually leave us at the end of year 11, which for us that sounds like it's not a success because they're leaving Hertswood, but they are progressing on into work at college. We have a number who are going into apprenticeships, so actually they're taking the salon services they've started with us and they're then going on to use that at college or in the world of work. So, you know, for us that's a real success. Those students would have left us anyway because they have that passion, that commitment for those particular areas, but what we're able to give them is a stepping stone into the career choice that they choose. So that's, you know, for us that's great.